Hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
Welcome back to the Girly Hour.
Where we solve the world's problems from our couch.
And today we're going to be solving first dates.
I can't wait.
We have so much to talk about.
We do.
But guys, make sure you go on all of our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Make sure you are liking, following, subscribing, sharing. Is there anything else? Rating. Rate us, guys. 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10, whatever the rating scale is, or whatever you think is fair.
Yes. First of all, though, I want to, just before we get into first dates, we have lots to talk about, but I love bringing up the news to Emma. And this news is like kind of like pop culture news, but yeah. I want to know if you heard or have been following the 6 women who went into space. So including Gayle King and Katy Perry.
Yeah. So I had not followed, but I had just looked it up.
Okay.
And I made Siri read something out to me about it.
Okay.
And I quickly formed opinions.
Okay, perfect. Let's talk about it.
So if you guys haven't heard of it, like hit pause, go look it up, have Siri read something out to you.
Yeah.
And then we can share.
I can explain a bit. So it was kind of represented as this all-women mission to space. We're going to talk about how words are important.
Oh my God, are they ever?
So it happened on the 14th of April. And it's through the company called Blue Origin. Jeff Bezos owns it or like funds it, whatever. Yeah. It's billionaire stuff, billionaire bullshit. And it was a 10-minute fully automated.
11-minute, I think.
Okay. 11-minute fully automated trip into space, which that, again, is a word we're going to go over. And yeah, it had 6 women on it. Gayle King, Oprah's bestie.
Oh, I didn't know that?
Yep.
Okay. I've never heard of this name, Gayle King, before.
Okay. You weren't a big Oprah fan?
She's fine.
Okay.
She's good.
Katy Perry, the singer. We also had Aisha Bowe, who is a former NASA scientist. Okay, cool. And then Lauren Sanchez. She's a journalist, also Jeff Bezos' fiance, wife.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there was Amanda Nugent. I said that wrong, didn't I?
I don't know.
Anyways, Amanda, she's a research assistant. A research scientist.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
And then there was also a film producer, Carrie Ann Flynn. So they called themselves Taking Up Space, which is cute. Women
cute.
Need to take up space, I guess. Adorable. But we have some thoughts. We have some thoughts on it.
Well, I think it should be empowering instead of cute. First, I'll start with that.
Okay, but did you not think that their spacesuits were really cute? Did you look at them?
I didn't actually look at the picture because I was busy getting ready, and I had to literally. I'm not kidding when I said I made Siri read this out to me, this article. So I haven't seen their spacesuits.
Can you look it up? Because I really wanted to do like a RuPaul toot or boot with you.
Oh, toot or boot?
Yeah.
Okay. You get started.
I think Kendrick Lamar's stylist helped with this like flare bodysuit that they went up into space in.
Oh.
It's blue, I guess, for Blue Origin. But yes, so they call themselves Taking Up Space. It was this big ordeal. They're going into space, and they're calling themselves astronauts, which this is where the wording comes into issue with me. So they're calling themselves astronauts, and the news outlets are like interviewing them. They're like, now you're officially an astronaut.
How? With what schooling?
Right.
With what experience? With what training?
Right. Someone's deciding to weld right outside your window.
I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. We'll continue.
Interesting. Sir, the Girly Hour is recording. So they call themselves astronauts. I watched a few interviews where they're like, the lady's like, you're now officially an astronaut to Katy Perry. And she's like, thanks. And it's like
when people dub people with fake degrees.
Yeah, it's like an insult, I think, to all of the astronauts, male and female, that work really hard and for years.
Yeah.
To become astronauts and train. These people did 2 days of training to like learn what to expect when they go up into space.
To learn how to not throw up when you get up there.
Yeah, and I think I've been on a lot of flights. I don't call myself a pilot.
I completely agree with you on that. That is a great comparison.
So I looked it up because I was like, oh, how are they calling themselves astronauts? I don't assume the title of pilot when I ride a flight to...
And like literally this is like a roller coaster ride that they've created. So like,
yes.
So they're going to be sending up all the rich people in the world. So now there's going to be millions of astronauts.
Right.
No, they can't.
Right. It's called space tourism, but like an astronaut has all this schooling. Calling it a mission usually when astronauts go into space, it's a mission, it's a purpose of research, not just for people to have fun.
Take a selfie.
Right. So, anyways, I looked up what the FFA would describe these 6 women who went into space. It's called a space flight participant, which makes way more sense.
Yes.
It's also still elite. Like, not everyone can be a space flight participant.
No, it's for the rich of the rich.
So that's technically what they'd be described, because they are not researchers part of a mission, and they're not flying, would you call it operating? It's a fully automated, like you said, roller coaster of them going up into space and coming down. So that was interesting. Also, there were some people saying it's not really space, or just in the outer stratosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I saw dueling opinions on that, so I'm just going to leave that be. Sure, they went to space.
And it was only, I think in the article that I read aloud, someone's doing construction. The article that I had read aloud to me said they only went like 105 kilometers up.
Yeah, I don't know the number. We should have looked that up.
I mean, I don't know how far away space is, but like that's not an astronaut. That's not space.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like kissing the edge of it.
So they're saying it's an invisible line that is somewhat agreed upon, that is the edge of space.
Because they lose gravity there.
Yeah.
They lose gravity. So that's fair.
Yeah.
But.
And I'm okay. I'm okay with saying they went to space. I'm just not okay with them taking the title of astronaut. I just think that's wildly inappropriate.
I completely agree.
Katy Perry, singer, and astronaut. I don't know.
We need to check Wikipedia immediately and see if this was added.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just a slap in the face to call them that.
Yeah. I also wanted to point out, so Katy Perry, okay, so I don't know how much, you just had a thing read to you, so I'll fill you in on this, but they're interviewing Gayle King afterwards, after they land. And like Jeff Bezos was there to hug each and every one of them as they came out. And he said, "I'm so proud of you." And it's just, anyways, it's so interesting.
So proud.
Yeah. And the Kardashians were there to watch. Because they're friends with Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. And they're like, "We're just so proud of this." And Kim really wanted to be here, but she's studying for her law degree. So
what? Her fake law degree?
No. Anyways, it's just like so funny. And Oprah was crying. She was there watching Gayle and like crying. It was just so interesting to sit and watch. And you're like, this is bizarre.
It's a roller coaster, like, literally.
But also, like, they're not doing anything important. Like, we just had those 2 astronauts come down after being stuck in space for like over a year. Like, that was, we should be crying about that. But crying because your friend paid money to just go up into space for 11 minutes and come back down is kind of crazy. Like it'd be like a roller coaster. Like, I'm on a roller coaster and you're like, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of her." Like, so brave.
So brave.
Anyways, Katy Perry and Gayle King, when they come out, they like get down on the ground. I think Katy kind of kisses the ground, and like Gayle
so
is like,
dramatic.
Right. I feel like the astronauts who were stuck in space didn't even do that, and they had
they were stuck.
Like, they were probably so
These
excited.
people were out for 11 minutes. 11 minutes.
What could you do in 11 minutes?
Use the bathroom? Like, that's wild.
It's short.
And something that I don't love is that, I don't know, just like, we know the States is like going through it a little bit. And here we are just, my fiance, because it's the fiance that wanted to do it, and she picked an all-female crew.
Yeah.
As per CBC.
Yeah.
And so this man was just like, "Oh, my fiance wants to do this. I'll just she wants to go to space. I'll make that happen."
Right.
And she'll pick her best gal friends to go with. What the fuck?
It's
like, this is not women empowerment. This is
like, he sent them on a trip to Bora Bora. Like, it's kind of the same. Like, yeah, I'll give you a spa trip with your girlfriend.
Yeah. And like, they won't disclose the price anywhere.
No.
Which we know it's hella expensive.
Mm-hmm. Funded by all of us who buy Amazon products. Which is
I pretty much paid for this.
To the earth.
Yes.
And then Katy Perry goes up there and she's like, "I did this for Mother Earth." Is just very out of touch.
Very out of touch. Yeah. And like, it's just rich people being rich people.
Yeah.
Doing whatever the fuck they want, no matter what issues are going on for the rest of us.
Yeah. Which
I find just, it's a little disappointing. It's like hard to see.
I think if it's just rich people doing rich things, just like
own it.
Be that. Own it. Don't try and say that you're doing this for Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Like,
don't say you're an astronaut.
Katy Perry, like it's kind of like the peak of influencer culture, you know, like
Mhm.
Katy Perry's up there, she's doing selfies, she is flashing like this weird butterfly that has her track listing for her new tour.
Stop.
Right.
Oh
Right.
my God.
And then
How far will they go?
they interview Gail and I feel like I would want, it's only 11 minutes, but I'd be like, get me off this flight. Katy Perry sang
Oh yeah,
What a Wonderful World.
Yeah. And she was like, it's not about my music. It's not about
It's about the world.
me. It's, oh my God. Shut your pie
That's
hole.
the stuff that's irritating.
Yeah.
Like, just say, hey, I'm going up here to launch my new tour. Here's the track listing. I'm doing this for me.
Don't ask how much it costs.
Right.
I feel like I want to circle back really quick to the whole like title of it. The all women, 6 women go to space.
Mm-hmm.
That is clickbait like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. And so again, from this article that I read,
that you listened to,
they were saying this is the first all women crew to go since like 1960. I forget the year, 67 or something. Well, that crew of all women was one woman. One person on this aircraft went up to space, and that was the last all women, one woman
show.
And here they are just being like, oh, another crew of 6. I just feel like it makes you think, like when I read the title, I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like 6 women, 6 astronauts all went to space, whatever they were doing. I didn't know yet because I hadn't read it. And then I honestly, I was pretty disappointed to learn that it was like a PR stunt.
Yeah.
And that it was a girls' trip. Like it just like wasn't important, you know?
Call it what it is. It was a girls' trip. Girls' trip to space.
Go to Nashville next time. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But I did find that a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
Because the title had me thinking that it was important. And then I read into it and I was like, this is just, yeah.
It's space tourism is what it is.
Yeah.
And, like, it's
which would
okay.
be cool if you could afford it.
Yes. But don't call yourself an astronaut or a pilot just because you took a flight.
Yeah. Also, just give me some money to help.
Right.
Like, just a little bit.
Just $1 million would be so good.
Oh,
Jeff Bezos, if you're listening.
I know. Like, I've given you so much money. Yeah. I think you should return the favor a little bit as I stare at my Amazon boxes in the corner. Oh my, someone is doing... Okay, so I just got new neighbors downstairs. I think their internet is I Love God.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're doing construction. I heard banging yesterday when I got home. And now there's like a saw.
Emma just got new Wi-Fi, so we were trying to name it. And what did you name it?
I Love Women. And mine shows up, I think, because the downstairs people is the I Love God. We've never seen that before. No. It has to be them. And I just thought it was funny because I show up below them because our connections are the exact same.
Yeah.
So I show up right below them. I love God. I love women. I thought it was funny.
We love it. We love it. Did you look at the spacesuits
I did.
Just before we go?
They are cute.
They're cute.
Yeah, they're very cute.
They're flared at the bottom.
They're flared at the bottom. I can't see that far. Yeah, you're just seeing their
sitting pose. But yeah, they're super cute.
They all are
like
dressed as models. We like a full beat on the face.
Full beat. Blowouts.
I
love that for them. And I think that's going to be, I'm going to call it now, the top costume for Halloween this year.
Oh, I agree with you.
And I think we should find 4 friends and go as
do it.
Taking up space girlies.
And we're going to take up space.
Yeah.
11 minutes of it.
We could be super annoying if we go to like a Halloween party and we call ourselves taking up space and we just start like getting into people's faces, like just up to men, just being
taking
like,
up space.
Taking up space, like take their cups from them, like grab food out of their hands.
That'd be
like,
funny.
We're just taking up space.
I want this piece of pizza.
Oh God. Anyways, so moving on to our topic, we have our first ever listener advice.
Yes.
Someone
advice question.
Right.
Like
they would like
they
advice
need advice
from the girly hour.
So we love opinions. We have so many and it's not even unsolicited. You asked. So
we're super excited. We're going to read it out to you and then we're going to give advice.
Yes.
Okay. So this is from one of our listeners. She says, I just started seeing a guy and he has set a boundary of only seeing each other once a week. He made it clear on the first date that is how he likes it. At first, I was okay with it because I'm in my 30s and have a full life. We love that. But I'm also used to men wanting to see me often and find myself spiraling over this as the weeks go on. We've been seeing each other for about a month now. I don't know if my anxious attachment is the problem and I need to keep checking it, or if this strict boundary is the problem, help.
Okay.
Okay. I am an anxious attachment girly, so
You are. So you might
I have some
give
thoughts on
really
this.
good or really bad advice.
Yeah.
It could go either way.
We'll have Emma to balance it out.
I think, okay, to start off, so if it's been a month, you've seen each other 4 times.
Right.
I think in 4 dates, you can definitely like learn a lot about each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering, there's not a lot of information there. So I'm wondering,
No.
how often are they talking?
Right. Like, are we calling each other? Are we texting daily?
Yeah. Are we doing the good morning, good night thing? Like, is it feeling like a relationship except for the I only want to see you once a week?
Right. Right. Is he trying to have like girlfriend experience, but is trying to limit you to only once a week?
Yeah.
Or is he just setting up dates, not really talking to you all week, and then seeing you?
I think that part is better. Like, if it were like that, the less communication, like, not less, like a normal amount of communication,
Right.
not, hey, babe,
Right.
hey, good morning. Like,
That would
that's
be bizarre.
crazy. But maybe he's like trying to go slow and be like, I want to date like once a week. Obviously, that's going to have to change. I would say around the month mark, like now is the time to have that conversation to be like, hey, like we've seen each other 4 times. I like you.
Mhm.
How do you feel about me?
Yeah.
And I would like to increase the frequency that I see you because I do like you.
Right. Yeah.
I'd like to have more dates.
So we need to communicate.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're saying. I think like, and she's in her 30s, and I think that's important. I feel like if in your 20s, if you're dating around, you're dating multiple people, that's probably okay. In your 30s, like me, in my opinion, it's like I kind of want to get to know you.
We don't have time
sort
to
of
waste.
as fast as I can. Yeah, because
Yeah.
then I want to like move on if it's not for me.
I agree.
So we're dragging it out. Why? Is he
I
hiding
agree.
something?
Are you married?
Does he have another family?
You have a family, and this Thursday nights are your boys' nights, and that's the only night you can go out. And you're saying you're going with the boys to your wife,
Right.
but then you're dating her.
Or he has, or maybe less weird or not, he maybe has a roster. Like he's seeing multiple people.
Right.
So he can only limit you to once a week. But that should be a conversation.
Yes.
Like that should be upfront.
You should be
and
open about
honest.
that.
Yeah. Or maybe he's just a little autistic and he's kind of stuck in his ways and he just only wants to ever see someone once a week. But I
Right.
think that needs to be the conversation of like, is your plan for this to progress? What is it that you're looking for? Like,
and what is this boundary accomplishing for you?
Right. Right. Because maybe there's some weird past stuff that he needs.
Maybe he just got out of a 10-year marriage, right? And
Mhm.
literally doesn't know how to date
Mhm.
and is concerned about like, oh, maybe I'm like jumping in too quickly
Yeah.
and wants to kind of mitigate that.
Mhm.
But again, the conversation needs to be had.
Totally.
I feel like in any of these situations.
As an anxious attachment type
yes.
girl. And I say that I'm only anxious attachment when it comes to what's the other one?
Avoidant.
Avoidant. So if I'm with an avoidant, my anxiety through the roof. If I'm with a secure, no anxious attachment, I'm more secure. So maybe that's the same for you. Maybe it's triggering it for you. So maybe he's giving avoidant
Right.
kind of like behaviors. So that would come with like the texting or the calls.
Something to look into.
But I think what has helped me when I spiral, when my anxious attachment is triggered, is communication.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is the story in my head. Is it true?
Yeah.
This is what I'm thinking. Is it true?
Yeah.
And like, don't be embarrassed by it. And if he's weird about it, then like there's something else going on. Because most men will give you the validation that you're like seeking if you're like trying to have a conversation about it.
Yeah. And you could even go through that like before you have that conversation with yourself. So this is something I learned in therapy is okay, write down your story. Because I jump into rabbit holes.
Yes.
Write down your story and what it is, this crazy thought that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And then write down all the tangible things that support that.
Right.
And it could be a lot of things. It could be literally zero, whatever the case is. And then write down the things that contradict it, the tangible things, the things that he's saying, the things that he's doing, the things that, whatever the case is, that contradict that.
Right.
And you can kind of see like, okay, you can kind of calm yourself down a little bit and like prepare yourself a little bit better to go into that conversation.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
There's like a similar thing with therapy where you write down the story and then you write down like, if it was better, what would it be? And if it was worse, what would it be? And then realize it's probably something in the middle.
Right.
So it's just kind of bringing yourself back to like reality of like, it's not usually one extreme or the other. It's usually something more neutral in the middle.
And you'll never know unless you ask.
Yeah. And just like how much I hate miscommunication in our books, I hate it in like real life relationships.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier just to be like, hey, okay, I've been seeing you. And like, it's maybe you have to be the one to put yourself out there. Like, hey, we've gone on 4 dates. I kind of like you. I'd like to see you more. Is that something that you're into? No. Okay. Like, is that like a no, never, or like no, you need some more time? Like what does
no,
that look
why?
like? Yeah.
Yeah. What's your
And
reasoning
then
behind
you
that?
decide if this is worth it for you, because maybe this just doesn't align with what you're looking for.
Okay, so I just saw a TikTok.
Okay.
Bring it back. So I just saw a TikTok, and it was this girl, and I freaking loved it. And she had been seeing this guy, and she has been seeing him, and she described him as a very low effort guy.
Okay.
And so her feelings were just matched that. And she made them match. And she had a conversation with him. So she was talking to her therapist and telling her about this. And she said, I had a conversation with him saying, I love what we're doing. It's great. I have no problem. I just want you to be aware that this is it for me. Right? Because this is what the situation is.
It's low effort.
It's low effort.
We're not dating. I'm not exclusive with you.
Like, it's not going anywhere because of the level that we're at. Right? So essentially, her point of this was, if you raise your effort, maybe I'll raise my feelings.
Right.
That makes so much sense. And then she's like, and now she feels so free because she's like, what I don't like, how you go into something and you romanticize it and you like fantasize about the future, like all these things. She's like, I don't do that anymore. She's like, I look at what I'm receiving and say, these are the feelings that match that.
Right.
Like, why are we fantasizing like, oh, but they could do this. Oh, but they should do this, but they're not.
I like that you say match feelings, because I have in the past like tried to match energy with the same energy.
Right.
But my feelings are still.
Yeah.
So then I'm still getting disappointed. Like, I'm matching the energy and then they're not like catching on. Like, it's kind of a passive aggressive thing to like match energy and energy. But I like how she's like, I'm just not going to bring my feelings up more. Yeah. Because it just ends in disappointment and like. Yeah.
And she's like, don't get me wrong. Love what we're doing.
Yeah. Great guy.
This is the level we're at.
Right.
And that this is where my feelings are and will remain unless, and like, if you want things to change, you let me know and we'll have a conversation about that. Right. It's not like all of a sudden he's like surprising her by doing all these things and she's like, oh, no, she's like, this is where we're at. If you want more, you let me know. And if I want more, like, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Well, that's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. I don't think I would last with this guy in this whole like boundary of once a week.
I think it has to, especially at a month. I think it has to change now.
But okay. Here's the thing. I have been dating people and sometimes you just only see them once a week. But but they're not saying I'm only going to see you once a week.
Right.
I think that's my problem. Because I'm busy too. I usually only see the person maybe on the weekend.
Yeah.
So you're only seeing them once a week. Why is that? Why am I so hung up on that?
No, I agree though. I think it's the way it comes off. It's like, I will only see you once a week. Right. No matter what.
Like, this is my first time meeting you on our first date, and this is how I roll.
I don't love that.
I don't love that.
I think I don't know, it gives me an ick when it comes to like, I have the power, I'm the man.
Yeah, like he has all the control.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Whereas like just in a regular relationship, that's kind of how it pans out. You see each other once a week. If there's like some event that you guys want to go to, maybe it's a couple times a week.
Yeah.
But there's no pressure. And I feel like this is like a pressure in a sense. Like,
that's where I'm like, are you married?
Yeah. We don't have enough info. I need more info on this guy.
But I think I hope this listener, I hope you can take from this a couple things, right? Yeah. Like, it's time to have that conversation and figure out why. And you know the ins and outs, right? You know how much you've been communicating or not. You know how you feel about him. And I think it's just time to have that talk.
Yeah. Like you said, if the communication is sort of matching the dates, I think it's cool. I think it's very red flag if he's very love bomby in like conversations, text, but then only able to see you once a week. There's something else going on there.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to keep you, but then he's only giving you once a week. Like you said, he has a wife or something.
We
Like,
call that
something,
benching.
Yeah, there's something going on there. So could be really sketchy, could be just a guy trying to have like a normal relationship. Maybe he was love bombed in the past.
Yeah.
Like I have experienced love bombing a
Being
lot.
the love bombed.
Being the love bombed. And I'm usually like, I love it. That makes sense because I'm great. First date. Yeah, tell me you love me. Crazy. Anyways, yeah. So communication is our advice, I think.
I agree.
Communication, and maybe get your friend who's really like good at doing background checks on men.
Get the women FBI out there on the social media platforms.
Yes.
If they're not already.
Yes, because they might be able to get some more information for you.
Yeah.
If you're lacking in that department.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And I was going to say something else about this, but I'm forgetting.
It'll probably...
Follow up with us. Sorry, that's what I want to say.
Yes, please do.
Please write back and tell us how we're assuming you're going to have a conversation. Mm-hmm. Tell us how it went. Tell us more details as well about the relationship so that we can have a fuller picture. And then whenever this happens, hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll share again.
Yeah. And I do want to just validate, it could be a little bit of your anxious attachment, but there's a reason it's being triggered. Kind of like how I said, like, if it's a secure man, then I'm secure. There's something that's triggering it. Don't just blame yourself. Yeah, sometimes you need to check it a little, but if it's like a constant thing, there's more to it. Something. You got to figure it out. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, don't just put the blame on yourself. Been there, done that. It's not you. It's probably him. But anyways.
There's something that they're doing.
Yeah.
Like even let's say after you have that conversation and you're still like, then there's something going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. After the conversation, if you're not feeling settled, red flag.
Yeah.
You need to find out more. So yeah.
Or
please
just
update us.
Or just cut it at that point.
Yeah.
We're in our 30s.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
We're too old to be like stressing like that.
Yeah.
About a man.
And you don't want that person making you feel stressed like for 6 months, 12 months.
A lifetime?
Ew. No.
So, yay. Thanks for writing in.
Yeah.
That was very vulnerable of you and we appreciate it.
Of course.
And your name is... No, I'm just kidding. Put you on blast. Just kidding. Okay, so let's fully get into our topic on
Oh my gosh. I'm not even kidding. We have so much to talk about.
We have so much.
Okay, so we've kind of split it up. The pre-date, the date, and the post-date.
Yes.
Okay, because I think there's just, again, there's so much to discuss and so much that goes into a first date.
Yes. And I have been on a lot of first dates, and Emma has secured a lot of first dates.
Secured.
And then canceled all of them. So we have two different viewpoints on first dates.
Yeah.
It's not that she hasn't gone on first dates. She has.
I have.
With women mostly.
But they've turned into long-term relationships.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't she lucky? Okay, so pre-date.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. A big thing that I learned was, okay, especially on dating apps. Let's talk.
We'll start there.
Why don't we talk first? Let's talk dating app versus maybe someone who's through a friend.
Yeah. So I think
differences.
I think dating apps, the people on dating apps love to have pen pals.
Yes.
And we don't agree with that.
No.
That's our hard opinion.
Yeah. That's a person just trying to seek some kind of validation. They're getting something from communicating with you.
Yeah.
But then they're never lining up a date.
Yeah. I think it should be meet on the app. Maybe you talk for like a day or two. You exchange phone numbers if you feel comfortable with that. Or if not, like you can just like plan a date.
I have thoughts on that. Yeah.
But if nobody's asking each other out after 2 days, what are we doing?
Yes.
I'm not here to make a friend. I'm here to find a romantic partner.
Yes.
And I think also too important in that like first like chit chat is asking what they're looking for and being honest. Because I feel like a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm just looking for something casual, blah, blah. And if you're not, don't say that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking for a relationship. So on to the next.
Yeah. I used to dread that conversation. Like when they would ask me, like, what are you looking for on here?
Yeah.
Because then you're like, what is the right answer?
The right answer is your truth, Shannon.
Yeah. But then you spook them. You're like, I'm looking for a husband.
Yeah.
This was younger
but the
Shannon.
Right person,
this was younger Shannon being like, I don't know how to,
Shannon,
I'm a people pleaser.
Your husband would be like, I'm looking for my wife.
Right.
Exactly.
This is why I'm not on dating apps anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's terrible. Yeah, I agree. And I think with that, if it's someone through a friend, it should still be the same amount of time.
I agree.
It should even be like less. Like if a friend's being like, hey, you should meet up with this person, like I think you guys would vibe, it should be kind of like when they connect with you, it's like, hey, like let's meet.
It's like almost like a blind date.
Yeah.
I think it should be.
Yeah.
Because I think there is some comfort in knowing that you have a mutual friend.
Yeah.
I know people can just be assholes, but like at least you're not going to get like
murdered.
Stolen. Yeah.
Stolen. Exactly.
Stolen, taken to somewhere across the sea.
Yeah.
Sold.
And then you need Liam Neeson to come get you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So those are the differences. Those are the two, because that's the ones we really know. I don't know what else. There's no other options.
Well, if you meet in the wild, then
right. I forgot about that.
Then you just, and I say in the wild. So one of my favorite podcasts, Girls Gotta Eat, they say in the wild. So I'm totally stealing that from them because it's like my favorite term. But yeah, if you meet someone in the wild, you've already met them. It's like, hey, let's go out. You exchange a number, and then you're like, hey, when are we free?
Right. So I guess what we're saying is the dating app one, maybe you're talking a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But I think if it's more than a week, cut it.
Even up to a week is psycho.
Yeah. Yeah. And then with the phone number, I have opinions on that.
Okay.
Because I have, before meeting someone, given them my number and we chit chat. But then if you don't like them on the first date, it's harder to kind of end it. And then if they're kind of a little weird, they might continue to message you. And that's always awkward.
Okay.
And then you have to like block them, and it's a whole uncomfortable thing. Whereas like you can just unmatch them and you never have to deal with them again if they don't have your phone number. So I've done that before. I've done either or, and it was just, you know what? It's maybe shittier because like sometimes I don't even say anything. I just unmatch with them.
Yeah. But you're strangers. You don't owe this person anything. And I think you've learned a lot about literally that exact thing.
Yes. Yes.
We don't owe people anything.
No.
When they're a stranger.
And I think we take a lot of the things about dating when we're like younger and bring it into adulthood. But when you were younger, you were dating people at high school, people that you've known your whole life.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And so there's like a little bit more relationship dynamic there. Whereas like when you're meeting someone on a dating app or even in the wild, it's like, yeah, I don't owe you anything. You're a stranger to me.
Yeah.
Like I can just.
And nobody's going to be on the other end of it. So if I go on a date and then like maybe I message them on Tinder or Hinge or whatever, and I don't hear back, I'm not going to be super butthurt. I'm going to be like, oh, I had fun, but like, I guess they're not interested. Like, I'm not going to be butthurt over one date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
So.
I mean, I would be, but. Because I put all my magical energy into that day, and I'm like, well, you didn't like that? Weird.
All the eggs in one basket.
Oh my God. Okay. And then do we have opinions on who asks who out?
Yeah. So I think if it's man, woman, guys, dudes, you have to be asking the woman out.
Yes. It's literally like the only job.
Literally. Like fucking get on the horse. Spit it out.
Ask. Do you remember there was like one guy and like we were like flirting hard. She won't remember because this is describing how many. But anyways, we were flirting really hard. And then I was kind of alluding to, like, he was like alluding to seeing me. He's like, oh, when I see you. And I was like, okay, but when?
Right.
And then he would jump over it. And I'm like,
but you said this. I made you say it. Didn't we make you say it like a few times?
Yeah. Like a straight up, like
when
do you want to see
and he
me?
just kept.
And he kept cycling out of it. That went on way too long.
That's not your husband.
I should have cut it like immediately. Yeah. Like that was weird. So.
And then I'm wondering, like, what is the purpose?
It's a validation thing. I think they just like that, like, flirty chat.
How much time do you have on your hands?
I know.
Like,
it was wasting my time.
Hobbies? Like, I don't.
Literally, go get a hobby.
That's too much.
I think he was a firefighter, so that was like 2 red flags going against him. But anyways. Yeah. So we think men should ask out the women for the first date, at least.
I feel like women also, like, do you. If you feel like you want to ask someone out, take the reins. And if that man feels intimidated by it, he is not your man.
And if he feels intimidated by it, it's like, well, read the room, bro. Like, you should have asked me a day ago.
Well, exactly.
Hours ago, whatever. Yeah. So, anyways, but what about women and women?
I think with women, I think there's just like, in whatever pairing there is, there's just like a feeling of we know who's going to ask who.
Okay.
I think
It's
there's
a
just a
vibe.
feel. I think
Like,
it's
you
just a
just
vibe.
know.
We just know. Okay, a lot of times there's like a more femme girl and then like a more like
Mask.
masculine. And it doesn't, I'm not talking about like the extremes, guys. Like we can be normal
No, because
here.
you haven't really dated like
No,
masculine.
never. But I feel like there's always just the vibe of like, we know who's gonna ask first.
Mhm.
It's
I
not.
think,
It's not me.
well, is it because you're blonde? Maybe that's,
I'm pretty girly.
yeah. But you're also like
But then I'll
blonde.
also like I'll return the favor. Like I still want to take my partner out
Right.
and like show her a good time.
But the first date,
You're asking
you
me
don't,
out.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So in my parents, you're asking me out.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. But then okay, so we go back to if we just backtrack to my last relationship, this is so funny. I'm like, these are kind of all the things that we say you shouldn't do.
Right.
We talked online for way too long.
Right.
And then finally met up. Like after it was a while.
Was it?
Probably like a month. It was so long.
You talked to her for a
I
month?
think so. It was a long time ago.
Oh,
It was like
God.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
6, 5. Yeah, wouldn't recommend.
Like exchange numbers, or you were just talking in an app for a month?
Ooh, I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm sure we exchanged. I'm
Yeah.
positive we exchanged numbers. Yes. And then, but I think we had met like kind of over the holiday season, or like had started talking. So maybe that was why.
Because you guys are just busy.
Yeah,
Right.
possibly. And then what were we just talking about?
Who asked who?
Right. So then she like wasn't asked. Do you remember this?
No.
She like wasn't asking me out, and I was like, well, I wanna meet.
Right.
So then remember, I asked her out.
You asked her out. I didn't.
She'll say the opposite.
Okay.
She thinks she asked me out.
Well, because she then planned the date, but we'll
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah. Anyway, isn't that funny?
Interesting.
But then, so, I mean, Catherine and I had been friends for so long before dating.
Your current
Yeah.
woman.
But she asked me out on our first date.
Right.
As she should. And it went swimmingly.
Perfect. Love that.
So
Yeah.
I think that was, yeah.
Okay. And then who paid? Because let's talk about that.
She did.
Of course.
Yes. Because the vibe.
Especially if you're the one asking them out, you probably should pay for the first date.
I think if you are asking somebody out, you are paying.
Right.
I think that's important. Now, let's say for Catherine and I's first date, like we went to like a couple different places. So I don't remember who paid the whole time, but I'm sure I wouldn't have let her pay the whole time. And if I did, I'm so sorry. I'll make it up to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think whoever asked out should do the paying.
Right. Yeah. So I'm on the same vibe. I think the man should pay.
Yeah.
At least the first date, if not the first couple.
Yeah.
And then you kind of gauge if you want to pay for stuff.
Yeah.
As a woman. But yeah, first date, man should pay for the whole thing.
Absolutely.
I think that's a red flag if he's like, ooh, we want to split it. Or if they don't even discuss it with you and that when the waitress comes to say 2 bills.
Yeah. What?
Ew.
And okay, maybe like, I don't know. I think both people should come prepared to pay for the whole date.
Totally.
So I think no matter what, like, let's say somebody's struggling with money and they're just like, that's fine. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think both parties, women, men, whoever, should come prepared.
Yes. But with that, if the man or woman, whoever's planning the date, they should be planning within
their budget.
So I don't think it's fair if they like plan for like a higher scale place.
You're right.
For you to pay.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's an even bigger red flag.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So yeah, come prepared to pay for yourself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not paying for a man on the first date. I'm not paying for a full date. What is that? That's paying me my masculine energy. Absolutely not. But if he decides that he wants to go Splitsville, then yeah, I have enough to cover for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this brings up a good point about how a lot of men are very like, ooh, I'm a traditional man, 50-50, which I think you can weed people out on a first date with that type of stuff.
A traditional man is not 50-50 though. So
like, but you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Because life is not 50-50.
No.
Hardships in life are not 50-50. Finances are not 50-50. Percentages of like, it's not, nothing is 50-50.
No. Yeah. So
unless like you do you, girls, but
yeah,
I think you can weed out some people with the whole, let's split the check thing.
Yeah. And I don't think you should be judged for not wanting to go on a second date with someone who acts like that or is like, yeah, we'll split. or doesn't even discuss it with you and decides to split. Like, I don't know. You should not be judged for not going. And it's not like you're a gold digger. It's just, it's a respect thing. And like, you asked me out and you planned this date and now you don't want to pay for it. It's giving not generous. And generous can look a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
But that's like a red flag for me.
Yeah. I think maybe like, sure, let's say he had a conversation where he's like, hey, is it okay if we split this?
Right.
Like, I want to plan this like nice thing for you. Are you okay if we like split it?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like fine with that, I think.
Yeah, I think if the conversation is had beforehand.
Yeah. But yeah, the $2 bills.
My God. I'm trying to think if that ever happened to me. I don't think so. I think most of my first dates, he either paid or there was a discussion about splitting.
Yeah.
And I just never saw them again.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. It's one date, dude. Like, it's not like you're going to pay for every date.
Yeah. And I find that dates are becoming less and less like a full dinner type thing. It's usually drinks, like maybe like an app.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I haven't gone on a lot of first dates. I'm actually just kind of, I don't know where I'm getting this information from.
From me. From like listening to me after every fucking first date, being like, What about confirmation day of? Is that important?
Okay? So important.
Yes.
I think if you, and again, I watch so many people on TikTok like post about this kind of stuff too, or like podcasts, whatever. I think it's so important to have that confirmation the day of. And I think women or whoever's being taken out, you need to have a line in the sand where you are going to just say, nope, they didn't confirm with me. I have other plans now, even though those plans include me eating bonbons on my couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I won't be having a bath, but you know, to each their own.
No bath.
But I think, yeah, you need to have that line in the sand.
Yeah. I think so too. And I love me as, an anxious girly. I love a confirmation text.
Yeah.
I like it the evening before and the morning of, either or. But I
both.
do need something during the day. So even if it's not morning of or it's like your midday, like you're at work and you're like, hey, can't wait to see you tonight. Are you still on kind of thing? Like, I need that. And if there isn't that, then yeah, I'm not going.
I think a confirmation text shows respect.
Totally.
I think it shows that you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
And that you're excited for the date.
Yeah.
Like, men, you're okay to be excited too. It's okay for all of us to be looking forward to this and be giddy about it.
Yeah. Do you remember that banker that I met online and we were chatting and he was like, he was so, he wasn't love bomby. He was just like very charismatic.
Yeah.
And he was really fun to talk to. We had like really good banter. And then he lined up a date and I was so excited. And this is the embarrassing part. I was so excited. And that's just it. He messaged me the night before and was like, can't wait to like meet you tomorrow. Like, this is where we're going. Plan the date.
Yeah.
So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Next day, I'm like, I went to go see my grandmother.
Yeah, because wasn't he like working or something in the morning?
Yeah. So it was like an evening date.
Yeah.
But I was off, so I went and saw my grandmother and we were chatting. And then she was like, and I was like, oh, I'm going on a date tonight. And this is why I don't talk about dates anymore.
Okay, but he literally said,
so embarrassing.
He said the night before, can't wait to see you tomorrow.
I know. And then it was crickets. No, he was going to like a kid's birthday party. That's what he was doing.
Oh, right.
He was at a kid's birthday party. So I was like, oh, he's busy, whatever. And then as the day went on, I had texted him like around noon because I was like, I'm not going to text him first. He should be confirmed with me. He didn't. So at noon, I was like, how's the party? Nothing.
Crickets.
And he just ghosted me. And he unmatched with me on the app but we had exchanged phone numbers. So I was like, it kind of felt like weirder though. Cause I'm like, you asked for my number, you asked for a date, you planned the date, you confirmed the date the night before, and then just ghost? Are you married?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I think he died.
He must have.
He had a car accident. He died. Cause like, that's like, so weird.
Or he like threw his phone it got crushed.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird.
But then you would have just gotten a new phone right away.
Yeah, like any other sane person.
Or text from your Apple Watch.
And the fact that he was able to unmatch with me.
Right. Yeah.
On
right.
The app.
Okay, so his phone is live and well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it was just like, it's so bizarre and it's like such a waste of time. And that's my issue with dating apps is they're such a time suck.
Yeah.
Because you are communicating with these people. You are like getting these dates set up and then you're getting ghosted. And it's just like, what's the fucking point anymore?
I think that's where you have to cap your chatting with somebody. Like, I know it's
Yes.
still gonna suck time, but like if you cap it at 2 days,
Yeah.
like if you haven't asked me out in 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
you're not my person.
Yeah. I think once you match with someone and you kind of like are like, yeah, I'd like to see them, you should just send them like a calendar invite.
Yeah. There you go.
Here's my calendar for the week. Pick a time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And if it's important, you guys will make it work. Like if you want to do it, you
yeah.
will.
Yeah. I think a safety thing we should talk about, because we love talking about safety in women,
Yep.
is sharing information of the person you're going to go meet with family or friends. Emma was always the person that I would screenshot their dating profile and be like, this is the guy I'm going to see.
Yep.
This is his number if we had exchanged numbers. And then when I got to the date, if I could see his license plate, I'd send you his license plate.
Yeah. You as
I'm
women,
getting kidnapped. You got to know where I am.
as women, we actually have to be so careful of that, which is so sad, but
It's so sad.
it's just things that we have to do.
Yeah.
Or like share location with your friends, whatever you need to do.
Yep. And I think you and I remember Carissa would like text me mid dates, be like, do you need me to call you?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I don't think I ever needed you guys to call me, but it was nice to like have that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody available to come get you if you needed.
Yeah.
Because you can always run to the bathroom and be like, hey, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing. Are you having them pick you up at your house on the first date?
Never.
No. Always meet somewhere.
Absolutely. Meet in a public place.
Yeah. And I think it's always even better for them to not even see what you arrive in.
Yeah. So then this brings me to, are we getting into the date?
Arriving at the date.
Arriving at the date. So when you arrive at the date, let's say we're going to a restaurant, whatever, that's pretty common. Do you meet outside? Do you meet inside?
So I have obviously done both. I prefer to meet outside because, this is so dumb, this is just me in my head, I just think it's so awkward to meet someone for the first time in like a busy place.
Right.
And like, I'm like, everyone knows.
Totally.
Everyone knows this is the first date and we're just meeting.
There's a couple sitting right behind you and they're like, oh, look, these people just met.
Right.
Let's listen to their conversation.
They absolutely don't know because I'm like, I'm not greeting them any differently than if I was like meeting a friend. I'd hug them, be like, hey, how are you? But I do prefer meeting outside and walking in together. And I think that's just an anxiety thing for me. I don't love going into restaurants by myself. So
then do you guys just like sit in your car and be like, oh, I'm here? Let me know when you're here.
Right.
Is that awkward?
That's the other kind of like lame thing about it is like he's just sitting in his car waiting for you. And then you pull up and then you have that awkward, like, is that him? And then you text, you're like, I'm here. And then they get out of the car and like, oh, that was them. And then you get out and like, okay. It's awkward.
I think it's awkward no matter what.
Yeah.
Because then you're also like, you walk into the restaurant alone, you're like peering around. You're actually not seeing anything because your adrenaline's so high.
Right.
So you're literally just looking around blankly and this guy's sitting in front of you the whole time trying to flag you down.
And you've never seen them before. You've only seen their photos. And let's be real, men use photos from like 10 years ago in their profile because it was from a wedding that they went to 10 years ago because they have no other photos of themselves. So you're like, is this the guy?
Yeah.
It's just awkward. And like, so then that would be the thing of like, maybe you arrive early then so that you're the first one there and he has to come to you.
Oh.
I think that would be the better one.
But then would a man feel like, oh, fuck, I'm late? Do they care? Is that a thing?
Maybe, I don't know. Do you remember that short guy I went and like, I love short kings. I am short. So I've never
you
had
love
an issue.
A short king.
I know. I don't really like dating like tall people because I'm like, I feel like a baby.
5'8's your max. 100%. Max.
But I have gone on dates with a few guys who are like my height, if not shorter, and that has thrown me. So do you remember I went to go meet that guy? He was off a dating app. And
I remember.
No. This is this might be a different one.
Okay.
I got a couple. And so he was already in the restaurant. And so then I walk up and he's sitting. And then he gets up to greet me. And we are just locking eyes. And I'm like, whoa. I was like,
too much.
I'm like, it was good that he was already in the restaurant because I think if we met each other outside, I would have been like more thrown. But like, I was already there. I don't think I would leave, but like, it was just interesting. And then I think the one you're thinking of, so this guy, I think his profile said he was 5'6", and I'm 5'4", No, he said he was 5'5", and I'm
Okay.
like 5'3", 5'4" on a good day.
Yeah.
And so we get to the date, and again, we're locking eyes. We're like, I'm like, are we twins? What's happening? And then we go in and we sit down. We're on a patio. So they're just like little low tables and chairs. And then I get up and I go to the bathroom and I come back and his feet are swinging. Is that the one you were thinking of? Just swinging, not
What
touching.
an ick.
And like
Like a child,
Just
just swinging.
swinging.
Like I do that because I can't reach the floor,
yeah.
but I'm a girl.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was like,
Put your toes on the ground at least.
I know.
Keep those things planted.
I think because he didn't know, like, I was gone. So I think
Yeah,
he was just,
yeah.
vibing. And I just came out and clocked it and was like, ew.
Oh my God, that's so
bad.
funny.
Didn't see him again. What was the other ick? Oh, this has nothing to do with height. I went on a date. Do you remember the guy I went on a date with? He was like a woodworker. He like made me like a bottle opener. Like he gave that to me on the first date.
Yeah.
So sweet. And so we're like at the date, we're vibing. And then I get up to go to the bathroom. And when I come back, I'm coming back up behind him, right? Because he's seated with his back to me. The biggest butt crack hanging out. Pull up your pants.
I cannot.
How do you not feel that?
You don't feel the draft?
Your shirt is up and your pants are down. How do you not feel that?
Oh.
The longest butt crack. And I just immediately, I was like, I can't. Immediately turned off.
I agree. Pull up your pants.
You have to be on your best behavior on a first date.
Yes.
Like, and wear a belt.
I completely agree.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a weird tangent. What were we even talking about? Oh, arriving outside.
Arriving, yes.
Yeah. What do you prefer as women? Dating a woman? WLW.
WLW. So like I said, Catherine and I already knew each other. So I went to her house and I think then we left.
Right. You already knew each other and were friends.
And then with my ex, we met at like a carpool lot.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right. Because you were driving to
Toronto.
Yeah.
And then
what about any other date you went on?
I think I've just like met there.
Yeah.
God, it's been a long time.
Yeah. Anyways.
But I think I've just like met there. Like there's no way I would feel comfortable with somebody coming to my house on the first date.
No.
And I like yes, like, so obviously my ex and I were going to Toronto. So we met at a carpool lot and then drove together.
Right.
Which it obviously worked out. We dated for a long time.
Yeah.
But
I'm not getting into a man's car.
Right. I guess men and women are different.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would. I think it's better I like the independence of having my own car there.
Mm-hmm.
So if I need to leave, I can leave. Like exit plan is important in that manner. So I think I like having the independence of like, I'll meet you there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because then you can leave whenever you want to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to depend on this person or put yourself in like a scary position.
Yeah.
Because again, we don't know. This person's a stranger.
Exactly.
We don't know them.
I like to, and this may be a bad thing, but I like to come like a little late.
Well, because then they're already
like
there.
5 minutes late. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the anxiety of like going in alone. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that they're there before I go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only time I like being late.
But I think there's like a cutoff for that too. Like sometimes I've heard stories about people being like, oh, like I'm just a little bit late. Like I'll just be like 15 minutes late and then it's like half hour and then it's like an hour and it's like, okay, we've completely changed the date time. Like,
yeah,
I'm no longer interested.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just.
And how long do you wait on someone who's late?
I feel like 20 minutes would be max.
I think 30 would be my max.
30?
Yeah.
Because I feel like
gives them a buffer.
But like you have to have communicated a reason why you're late.
Yeah.
Because
and
otherwise,
it can't just be traffic.
Yeah, I feel like you should have planned ahead.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not like a legit reason.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're not respecting my time or me.
Yeah.
And your husband wouldn't do that to you.
No, absolutely not.
Guys, we need to start thinking about it like this. Your life partner, your long-term, well, we're life partners, but like your second below me.
Yeah.
Yes. Like your husband, your wife, your partner would not do that to you.
No.
I think we need to start thinking in terms of that.
Yes.
Your husband would pump your gas. He would.
He would.
He would.
He would not let me be out in the cold.
Yeah.
Pumping my gas when he's there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah. What would my wife do?
Are we drinking before? Are we eating before?
We're eating before.
You eat before?
I think it's important to not go on an empty stomach.
See, yeah.
Because
but I want to be able to eat, so I don't usually eat before, and I don't drink before.
I don't drink before.
No.
I'll have a drink on the date, for sure.
Yes, please. But I gauge it. If he's not drinking, then I don't drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just raw dogging it. But
like, is your plan like, okay, we're going to have dinner and drinks? Like, I feel like that should be spoken about before.
Yes. So I had a friend who years ago, she was like, I'm going to find my husband. And
this is such a cool story.
She like did the online dating thing. And like back then it was like even more grim, like not as many options. And so she lined up these dates. And like she was going on dates like all week. Not all week. I'm not trying to make it sound, but like she was meeting people online and setting up dates immediately.
Consistent.
Yes. And then she was going and meeting them. And her rule was is she'd go in and she'd have one drink. And by the time that drink was done, she would decide if she wanted to have another drink or leave the date. And like that was her cutoff. Like as soon as the drink's done, do I like him enough to keep drinking or am I getting out? And that was like such a concise
I love it.
way to just power through it.
And guess what the result was, guys?
She found her husband.
Found her husband.
They have 2 beautiful kids.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to put yourself first. Like we've talked about this, like we've beat a dead horse about this, but as women, like we people please so much.
Yeah.
Stop it.
We're all about nurturing.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Nurture yourself.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't feel good about that, that's okay. This person's a stranger.
Totally.
Get out.
Can we talk a bit about red flags? That makes me want to talk about red flags.
Let's talk about them.
I've had a few red flags, but a big one, I don't know if I told you this. So my least favorite ex, my worst ex, our first date, there were a couple red flags. And I remember I came home.
Which obviously you've never told me about because I'm just saying. Things come out of the woodwork after, you know?
Giant red flag. But
literally the worst human on earth. Okay, continue.
The worst.
I'll hold back.
So what I do remember, though, coming home from that date and saying he seemed a little like full of himself. I remember saying that to you.
Did you?
Yes.
With my response,
cocky.
I don't like that.
I think I said cocky. Like he seemed a little cocky, but then I chalked it up to him being nervous.
Okay.
And you had no idea who he was at that point. So you were like, oh, yeah. Okay.
He's probably just trying to support you.
But, okay. So he and I were talking on our first date. This is our first date. And we were talking about this bar that I used to go to when I was in college. And he was like, oh, I used to be like the club photographer there.
Okay.
And so I was like, what year? That's crazy. Like we may have crossed paths.
That is crazy.
And so I was like, oh my God, did you work there when this bouncer who looked like a celebrity worked there? And he was like, oh yeah, like I still talk to him sometimes. Like he was a friend of mine. And I was like, no way. I'm like, I took a photo with him one night because I thought he looked like the celebrity. I didn't think he was. I just, at the time I was like, you look like this guy. I want to take a picture. So then I find the picture in my phone. I'm like, see, look. And he's like, oh my God, send it to me. I'm going to send it to him. I was like, oh, cute.
That's funny.
And so me, romantic Shannon, was like, oh my God, like we sort of knew each other, sort of. And so I send him the picture and he sends it to his friend. And then his friend responds. So then he shows me the response, but I can see what he had sent.
Okay.
And he had sent the picture and said, hey, I'm on a date with this girl, but trust me, she looks way better now.
Shannon?
How did I not know?
He literally
was nagging.
He called you. He said you're ugly.
Yeah, and like
you're not ugly. No. First of all, let's get that point across.
I did not look bad in that photo. So I chalked it up to
what a dick.
I knew you.
Of course you didn't tell me this. In what? Continue. Continue. Your turn.
So I want to talk about the gymnastics I did in my head to get over that.
You must have been bent around many different beams. Okay. Bent around like gymnastics. Oh, okay. You would have been twisted like a pretzel.
Right. So I know at the time, and this is where you have to really listen to your gut. And this was years ago, right?
Yeah.
So younger Shannon, I felt uncomfortable. Like it hurt. Like I was like, what the fuck? And then immediately I did the gymnastics of, well, I'm really pretty. Maybe he's just nervous. I'm really pretty. Weird to say that. But like if you compare us, I'm like more attractive than him. And
this makes no fucking sense.
Maybe this is his way of like feeling better about it. I don't fucking know. I honestly,
I
it was
literally
so
don't know
long
either,
ago.
because that makes no
I
fucking
know,
sense
it's so
at all.
stupid.
It's like describe the sky. Oh, it's brown. That's how you just, it's the opposite. Makes no sense.
It made no sense. And that's why I didn't tell you about it. And all I said to you was, he seems cocky.
Ew.
Yeah. And trust your gut, because then I wasted years of my life
Yes.
with that red flag.
Yeah.
And the first date told me, and I think that's the biggest thing to take away from first dates. If you feel drained, stressed, or maybe a little insecure after a first date, it's a no.
I agree.
It's a no, because I think I had those feelings. Maybe the negging worked, like the whole like backhanded compliment of like,
That wasn't,
she looks better now. And like, I think that's how I took it. I was like, well, so what? He didn't like this photo of me, whatever, that was like 5 years ago. Like, he obviously thinks I look good now.
ass backwards.
But I was not respecting old Shannon.
Yeah.
Because he disrespected old Shannon.
Yeah.
And I should
For him
have stood
to
up for
say that
myself.
and then to full out show you his phone.
It was on purpose.
Oh my God, that's such a fucking dick move.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to swear, and then I did because I deserved it. Dick move.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Yes, trust your gut. And listen to the
Yeah.
red flags. It's okay. I feel like we do, as just like people, romanticize every person, every date, whatever. But like,
Mhm.
it's okay for it to not be right.
Yeah. And what was I doing trying to see the best in a stranger?
You
know?
owe him nothing.
Yeah.
He's a stranger.
He was a stranger. I owed him nothing. I think I just loved like the banter we had.
Yeah.
And I had invested time, because I think this was a case where we talked for quite a
Right.
while and then finally went on the date. So I had built up this different idea of him in my head.
Yeah.
So this interaction, I was like, oh no, like that's just like a one-off. Yeah.
Turns out it was not a one-off.
It was not a one-off. There's many more to come. Yay.
How Shannon has grown. You
My
have.
therapist is so proud of me.
Yeah, so am I. We all are.
Yeah. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
The backhanded comments with the negging, that should be an immediate no. There's some weird, he's
Yeah.
insecure. And
For him to put you down, like,
yeah.
for somebody, anybody, like whether it's in a romantic relationship, a friendship, your family, whatever it is,
Yeah.
for you to have to put somebody down right in front of their face to make you feel better,
Go
no.
to therapy.
Absolutely.
You have something to work out.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not me, it's you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one that you said was love bombing.
do you know what that is?
I do now. I do now. I am.
But it can be hard to identify.
Yeah, I think this is. I guess I thought too highly of myself. I did the gymnastics thinking, oh, well, I'm just really pretty and he is insecure about that. And then with the love bombing that came after that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense because I'm amazing.
Which you are, but it shouldn't, like, okay, relationships should not feel like a roller coaster, as in you're going into the depths of the darkest places,
Yeah.
all the way up to like you're on drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be feeling like that. You should feel great. There are going to be lows, but like, you should feel secure. You should feel good. You
Yeah.
should feel like this person should feel like home, like comfort.
Mhm.
Like the toxic, like, I've had a really bad toxic relationship in my past, and that was like those emotions. Yes, the highs were probably the highest I've ever felt,
Right.
and probably will ever feel, but I know that it was so bad, and those feelings weren't like true feelings. That was
Yeah.
like I don't know, the magic of the toxicity
Yeah.
talking. That wasn't
drug,
real.
yeah.
The drug, yeah.
Yeah. And I think too, love bombing, a good way to identify it is that it kind of comes from insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're trying to take up all your time, they're trying to see you all the time, you know, they're giving you all these like gifts and stuff, it's coming from an insecurity on their hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they don't want to lose you, or they want to occupy all your time so you can't see other people. And that's all coming from an insecurity. It's not coming from like an admiration of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this can present itself on first dates in ways like
I've never felt this way before.
oh my gosh, like, I can't wait for you to meet my family on
Mhm.
Christmas. We're strangers.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know each other.
Yeah, you're right, with like the very future orientation of like, hey, it's like winter and they're like, yeah, well, in the summer we can do this. You're like,
I don't know you.
yeah. But my thing is like, oh, wow.
Right.
Wow. You like me. Yeah.
But we're
So,
learning.
love bombing. If you don't know it, learn about it.
Look it up so you can identify it for you and your friends.
But even if it is happening and your friends, aka Emma, is like telling you what the fuck, you're like, no, this is totally normal. Remember when he said I love you to me and it was like
After
after
2 weeks?
I don't think it was that quick.
It was
I think
under
it was
a
like
month.
a couple months.
It was Shannon. It was under a month. It was 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's not.
don't
that's
come to me
not
for
right.
advice. And I don't know what mental gymnastics I did for that. I think I just brushed you off and was like, I think I didn't want to shame him. Like, I don't want to shame him for how he feels. I didn't say it back, but
yeah.
I was like, okay, he really likes me.
Thank you.
And I'm awesome. So that tracks.
The math is mathing.
Yeah. All my friends love me. So why can't he?
Exactly.
Anyways,
I
that's
think
love bombing.
I think another one that we talked about is any sort of, because again, on first dates, we're going to a restaurant, we're going to a coffee shop, usually. Any sort of rudeness to staff, to anyone, like a server, a bartender, the hostess, even other tables around you.
Yeah.
Any sort of rudeness or just like, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or bad tipping.
Bad tipping. I feel like that's part of just, yeah. I don't like it. If you're this rude to a stranger in public, what are you going to be like in the home?
Exactly.
Probably terrible.
Exactly. They have a mean streak and we don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably want to teach their offspring the same stuff.
Yeah. So it's just yucky. Like, even if like with a friend, like if I went out with a friend and she or he was being rude, I wouldn't want to be seen in public with them again. Like, I wouldn't want to go out with them again. So why are we giving these people second chances if they're showing that?
Right.
For a romantic relationship, how's that any different?
And like, you're not going to change this person.
No.
Honestly, if a person is showing this behavior on the first date, holy crap, that is really who they are.
Yeah.
I would say. There is no going back on that. There is no changing that. They are who they are, especially at our age. Like, if you're in your 30s, oh my God, run for the hills.
Yeah. And I think too, like when you're in your early 20s, you have more leniency because you're like, oh, they can grow.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
They won't, by the way.
But you think that they will.
Spoiler alert for all the girls in their 20s.
Yeah.
They're not changing.
They're not changing. They're just going to waste a lot of your time.
Yeah.
So let's move on. There are other men out there that are in their 20s who are sweet, generous, kind people.
Yeah.
And that's really all we're looking for, is someone who's kind. And that's a big flag saying that they're not kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about trash talking their ex on the date?
I think that on a first date, we're not talking about exes.
Yeah.
I think that's weird.
I think that's like a number one red flag. Like, if you're talking about your ex, you're clearly not over them. Why are you thinking about them while we are? Unless I'm asking a question about it.
Right. Like, let's say you're going on a date with someone with kids. You're like, how are you and your baby mama?
Yeah.
Right? Are you guys on good terms? I feel like that kind of stuff is fair because you're also trying to get a gauge on their life. And would I fit into it? Do you guys have a toxic relationship? Because I don't want part of that either.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're asking about it, sure. If they're just bringing it up, why are they on your mind so much?
I agree. When you're on a date with wonderful me.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I've been on a date with someone and like their like, I guess their ex sort of came up. Like I think we were discussing it, and they were very neutral talking about them and their breakup.
Okay.
I think that's how on a first date you should stay neutral.
Yeah.
As you guys get to know each other, maybe you can tell them more about the breakup or whatever. And I think that's more appropriate. A first date is kind of a turn off. Like, I don't want the yucky bits right away.
Yeah. And I think to go along with just like straight up trashing as well, like everybody can look at their past relationships and be like, this wasn't good.
Yeah.
This was good. Like, would I do it again? No.
Yeah.
You know, but I think trash talking is kind of just shows someone's emotional maturity. I get it. There's times where we're like, I mean, I trash one of your exes all the time. And that's just because
He
he's
deserves
terrible.
it. Yeah.
But there's like a fine line, right?
Yes.
Of like, we can recognize certain things and we can talk about it in like a calm manner.
Yeah.
But not on the first date.
And this is controversial, but in my experience, the men who trash talk their exes over time with gathering information, they were the problem.
Yeah.
Like they were making their exes kind of crazy.
Yes.
So
Yeah. When a guy's like, oh, like my ex, she's so crazy. What did you do, sir?
yeah.
To cause that?
One I dated, one guy, he would talk about how nuts she was. And like that was sort of, I was like, that's weird. Like I'll make my opinions if I ever meet her because they had kids. But it came out when we finally broke up because he came out and told me everything. He had cheated on her like 20 times.
No wonder she's a little crazy.
Oh yeah, I'd be a little fucking crazy too.
Yeah.
One of the times he cheated on her, the night before she was about to give birth to their like second kid.
No fucking shit, she's upset.
And she found out by seeing video on his phone. So
oh my God.
I would be a little nutty too.
Yeah.
So, sir, you're the problem.
We're on her side.
Yeah.
We're on her side.
When he told me that, I was like, okay, bye.
You're like, now
thank you for your honesty.
Yeah. Now everything is making a lot more sense.
Yes. You are the problem, sir.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Don't love that. Don't talk about it on the first date.
No.
What else?
If they only talk about themselves, I've been on a few dates where I love talking.
Yeah.
Well, we have a podcast. We love to yap.
Talk.
If you're not asking me anything and I'm asking all the questions, you're answering them, this is not an interview.
Yeah.
You need to return the favor and ask me, what about you? Like,
let's have a discussion.
Minimum, the bare minimum is asking me, what about you?
Yeah.
You don't have to come up with your own question. I just asked you one. You just send it back.
Volley it over.
Irritating.
Yeah. This brings me to, sorry, have you guys all started watching Love on the Spectrum?
Yes.
Okay. So
Connor and James.
Oh, he's so sweet. His parents are so cute. Okay. So I've only gotten like one episode into the new season. I know I need to catch up. But okay, it pisses me off because last season and this season, Connor keeps getting put on these dates with these girls who don't ask anything. Yeah, they don't talk.
He kind of stresses out.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to ask you this question. Like,
and this poor guy is spiraling, trying to find out a question to ask when it's already, obviously he struggles with it enough.
Yeah.
And now these people that he's going on a date with are just dead silent. They literally give him yes or no answers.
Yeah.
Don't ask anything back. Even a simple, what about you?
Yeah.
Like or like with the blonde girl that he went on a date with, where he said something about, what was it? Like horses or whatever. Something that she liked, and she's like, oh, I love this, blah, blah, blah. And then silent. I'm like, this poor guy is trying so hard. He's so sweet and just wants to find love.
Yeah.
He needs somebody who can
talk
banter
back
a little bit.
Yeah. For me, it just shows that you're not interested in this date. Like, the whole point of this date is to get to know each other,
to learn,
and be excited to meet each other. So why are you on this date? Is this just to like make you feel good about yourself? Like, why don't you want to know anything about me?
Yeah.
It's just it's a red flag. If I've been on those types of dates, they don't get another date because it's just.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't.
If you're not love bombing me, I don't want you.
Exactly. I don't want it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not participating in the date.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, people can get nervous. Right. And then it's like you do stress. You're like, oh God, like what if there is a silence? What do I do? What do I say? And I think so we've played a couple games, like even as friends, or one of our friends, she has like this deck of cards that she like played with her soon to be husband. And like we've borrowed them. Like Catherine and I have gone online and looked up questions and stuff. Anyways, there's like card games and things online where there's just like questions and they elicit discussion between a pair. So I think if you're like the nervous type and you're like, oh, like what if I don't know what to say? Like you could always have like one or two of these questions. It's like so open-ended. Yeah. Like what's like a habit in your life that you love and could not go without? Yes. Like that brings up so much stuff.
Yeah.
That's like a 2-hour conversation right there. And I think even like, having one or two of those questions just in the back of your mind for if you get nervous and you don't know what to ask, or even if you're just like, I kind of want to know this about this person. Like, what a good discussion topic.
Yeah. And it opens up for like a bigger conversation, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a no if they just want to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
Like you said, if they're nervous. I think I ended up on second, third, fourth, fifth year-long relationships because I thought, oh, they're just nervous.
Right.
And it turns out they weren't. They were just
Uninterested in
yeah.
anything other than
Yeah.
themselves.
So be wary with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you think that they're giving off nervous energy, do a second date, see if
Yeah.
it's changed. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think too with their responses to your questions, like are they giving you a yes or no? Or are
Yeah.
they like expanding? Because you can tell someone's interest. Like if they're just saying yes and no, like why are we
You're like,
here?
okay, like, well, let's
Okay, I
go.
guess I asked all the questions.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yike.
Went through the full list.
Yeah.
Should we get into like post date? Or are there
Yeah.
more red flags you want to talk about?
No, let's get into post date.
Okay. So I guess this would go into like,
Oh, no, we wanted to talk about kissing and sex on a first date.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
during the date.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Do we kiss? Do we have sex?
I'm always open to kiss
Yeah.
if I'm vibing them.
Yeah.
But first kisses are always kind of awkward.
I've said no before.
Yeah. I think second date is a good time to kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Is that prude of me?
no, I think you can definitely feel it because I think you can also have sex on the first date and it's fine.
Yeah.
Again, your husband, your wife won't care. What are we talking about these ancient like myths about, oh, you can't sleep with somebody until the whatever date or this many days or like call them after 2 days after the like, oh my God, no.
When the moon cycle is
Exactly.
here.
When it's
Yeah.
not in retrograde
Yeah.
though.
Yes. Yeah, I think kissing is fine on the first date if they're reading the room. Like if you guys have a connection, again, back to
Yes.
love on the spectrum. If there's sparks flying,
Let 'em
then yeah,
fly.
then maybe we're gonna kiss. But he should be feeling that vibe. If it's just something that he just wants to do after only talking about himself for an hour, you know what I mean? No, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So if I want to have a second date with them, and if we're really vibing, yeah, we'll kiss on the first date. Usually it's just a hug.
Yeah.
A hug goodbye, walk me to my car, bye-bye. And then second date, I'm going to want to kiss you because I'm going to want to see if we can connect that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, no shame with sex on the first date.
I think that's fine. Like
I'm trying to think.
I think it's whatever
Yeah.
is gonna happen for the two of you.
Yeah. I think sex sometimes happens on the first date if you have one of those dates that never ends.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important knowing how to wrap up a date
Yeah.
and end a date as a woman.
And I think so not people pleasing.
Yes.
And go into this date knowing, do I want to kiss this person? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do I want to have sex with this person? Yes or no?
And
just
bringing them
stand
back
by
to
that.
my house. Yes or no?
Yeah. Or even like, let's say the plan is maybe it's like, okay, we'll get into like third dates or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe the plan is, hey, we'll go back to my house after and we'll do this.
Yeah.
Like you can also have the conversation with that person and be like, hey, like I'm not going to have sex. Like sex is off the table.
Mm-hmm.
Or even if you don't have that conversation, stick to your guns. Obviously be safe because we know how men can get when they're told no. So obviously safety first, but.
Yeah, I think when I was dating in COVID, it was tricky because I was like bringing people back to the house because there was nothing to do. You couldn't do anything. And it's like dead of winter. Like, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
But it was like setting that standard of like, hey, we're staying in the living room.
Yeah.
Where my roommates could come in. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, like this is still kind of like a public place.
Yes.
As public as it can be. So, yeah, I think setting those boundaries is really important. And like you said, having the conversation with yourself beforehand. Is this what I'm going to do? Because then you get into that gray territory of sex on a first date. Are you just people pleasing?
Yeah.
Is he just kind of pushing for it? And you're just.
And are you just
there?
Yeah. We want you to enjoy it. We want you to feel the sparks.
Yeah.
And if it's on the first date, it is. And if it's not, it's not.
Well, and sometimes you're on dating apps just to do that. So it's going to happen on the first date or first meeting. So it is what it is. So it just depends on what you're like dating for. And again, the vibes of the person. Yeah. Especially if it's someone like me, if it's someone who's been like vetted by my friends or it's a friend of a friend, maybe you have a little bit more comfort with them in the first couple dates versus like a stranger from the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Very true. And I feel like if you are going on these first dates to have only first dates, do your safety check
Yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Hit a doctor.
For sure.
Bring the safety gear, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important.
Ending a date. Do you have any tips on that? Like, of just like being like, okay, I'm going to go home now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if a guy's like, oh, like, do you want to like, if he's trying to go to a second location.
Yeah. I think a classic is just like being honest, well, sort of honest. A little white lie. But you know what? No, like I have to be up early in the morning
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Pick what day, like have that going like into the date knowing, so you're not like, for me, I can't like lie on the spot. It's like
Yeah.
super hard. But yeah, having that reason, oh, I can't because of this. Like I had a great time, would love to see you again, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
Or just like straight up saying like, no, but this was amazing.
Right.
That might be a little harder to say.
I think you'd be good at that. I think because I was such a people pleaser, it was good for me to have something scheduled after the date so that
Right.
I had to say no.
My bedtime is scheduled after the
Yeah.
date.
Or like I have work tomorrow or whatever,
Right.
right? But like having, or no, I'm meeting a friend for drinks, so I gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was helpful for me because I would be more people pleasy and being like, okay, yeah, sure.
Right.
Because I love hanging out with myself. So when I go on a date, it's kind of like hanging out with myself and like having a mirror in front of me of someone like reacting to me. Is that weird?
Laughing at your jokes.
Right. And so I'm like, yeah, we're vibing. We're having a great time. Yeah, sure. Why not? And then you're like, it's
You are the
8 hours
time.
later and you're still on a date and you're like, how do we end this?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to have like an out.
Yeah.
Or have the friend call you and be like, get your butt home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like, oh, hey, it's getting really late. It's time to go home.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah. Love that. Emma was so good throughout all of my dating. You would like craft responses like after
All the
dates
time.
of
Yes.
like, I had a great time, but I don't see this as a romantic thing or
Yeah.
whatever, right? So Emma was so good at that.
But I think people appreciate that.
They do. I'm like, I don't want to hurt them, but then
But they're a stranger.
I know.
And you're not going to hurt them. You're a stranger you've met once or twice.
And it's more hurtful to like ghost them or drag it out longer than what it needs to be.
Imagine going on 4 more dates when you're just not interested.
Even if like just the energy shift, I think the thing that hurts me the most is like if I went on a date with someone and then the energy shifts, but they're still talking to me and I'm like, what's going on here?
End it already.
Just tell me you're not into it anymore.
I'm a Pisces. That energy shift kills me.
It's murderous.
Yes. So just as soon as you feel your energy shift, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We'll all move on. That person will find their person and you'll find yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
okay. So post date. Do we have time?
We have time.
Okay. Post-date message. I love when they send when they're driving home or when they get home, like, hey, I had a great time, like, or allude to like the second date if you guys already talked about a second date.
Yep.
Or whatever. Just something that shows their excitement of meeting you.
I agree.
If they don't send anything, I'm kind of left being like, what the fuck?
I even will do that with Catherine. Like after we have like a nice date and like we've been dating like for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, I'll send her a text and say I had such a good time. Or even if we're in person, I'll just be like, I had such an amazing night with you.
Yeah.
I think it's so important.
It is important. Yeah.
And don't be afraid of telling people how you feel. Like again,
okay, but after first date with a man picture, are you sending that message first?
Oh, I'm not.
No, exactly. Yeah.
But
I'm waiting for that message.
He should be sending that.
Yes.
He should be sending the I had a great time. If you guys haven't already discussed it, like I'd like to see you again. Yeah. Or the hey, I had a great time, but I'm just not feeling it. That's fine too. But I think it should happen like right away, like that night or the next morning. Or both. Mm-hmm. If it's like positive, the next morning.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And then you can start setting up the next date.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, it was recently, what happened? I had to like ask for the second date, didn't I? And you helped me craft that.
Yeah.
Because like we were still talking and I was like, okay, is there going to be a second date?
Yeah.
I can't remember what I said, but you helped me craft like, when are you going to, we said, I'm just waiting here.
You were like twiddling my thumbs until you asked me on a second date.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he was like pussyfooting around.
Yeah.
He was like alluding to it, but not pulling the trigger.
Yeah. So sometimes you just gotta like
pull the trigger yourself.
Pull the trigger. But like I didn't ask him on. I just was like,
you made him still ask you.
Yeah, like
you can ask
you're
him
the
on
one.
the 3rd or the 4th or something. But like,
yeah, or not.
or not.
Like if I'm still talking to you, I'm still interested.
Either end it or ask me on another date.
Yeah,
I think that's the moral of the story.
yeah. Maybe
Like-
don't say that. Say something cutesy like.
But
we
I
did.
mean, that's the vibe.
Did you see that I said like we did?
We
We crafted it.
You're dating
no
Shannon.
idea.
You're dating both of
Yeah.
us.
Even not living together, I don't think. Yeah, even if we're not living together, you're still gonna have to craft messages for me.
Package deal.
Yeah. We'll just have to FaceTime. I'm like, what do I say?
I'll help you.
Yeah. Okay, so message is important. We think it should be from the man. With women, it should be whoever planned the date,
Yeah.
paid for the date. They should say, I had a good time.
Yeah.
dating.
I think with women, it's kind of different.
You both just
I
say
feel
it.
like it could be either or. I think certainly the person who planned the date should
should be saying
should
something.
take the reins.
Yeah.
But I think because women are so like
Fluid
and beautiful.
A love letter to women.
I love women.
Wi-Fi.
No,
I can't wait for our friend to come over and she has to connect to your Wi-Fi.
Oh,
and
it's
she
gonna be
has
so
to
good.
Select I love women. She's gonna be like, oh my God. Don't make me.
I'm gonna be like, I knew it. I love it. That's so funny.
Yeah.
And then just quickly talking between the dates.
Yes.
I think
This
it's
is kind of like our
different.
advice from the girl. Like we wanted to know between
Yeah.
her dates of the month, were they talking? How
Yeah.
much talking?
Are we good morning, babe, good night, babe? Or are we
The babe is a little too early.
well, yeah, it's a little too early. But if we're love bombing.
I have experienced that, yes. I'm like, oh, second date, we're calling each other babe. Okay. Let me get on that train.
Yeah.
Choo choo.
Um,
Yikes, Shannon.
Yeah,
I'm exposing too much.
I think it depends. Like, obviously, as the dates, you go on more and more dates, the communication can become more and more.
Right.
But I do think, like, it's 2025. Like, we are on our phones all the time. Like, that's how we
Yes.
communicate. I think you should start getting into maybe phone calls. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are the kids phone calling each other anymore?
I don't know. I know I prefer phone calls.
I like phone. I do both. But, like,
Yeah.
I love, yeah, I'll just call you.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm driving.
I would rather, like, we don't text throughout the day as much, but we have a phone chat
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Because then you have lots to talk about.
But I don't know what the younger people are doing.
I don't know either. They're probably texting,
Mhm.
which is fine. It's just like, what does that texting look like?
Right.
Is it like asking how you are? Is it asking how your day's going? Is it
having meaningful conversations?
also, because there's also like the social media aspect. Are you sending me funny memes?
Oh, true.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So Catherine has been sending me so much stuff on Instagram, which Catherine, I love.
hmm
I love it. You know how I am with.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if she knows this.
Have you looked at them or are they just
I have
sitting in
looked
a
at them.
Okay.
I have looked at them. It's been an active thought in my head. Like I have to actively be like,
I need to go look at that.
go check this. I
Mhm.
can't. I don't know if she knows this.
Are you
but
responding to them?
I am.
Oh, good. Good.
But I don't know if she knows that I don't. That's not what I do.
Do you send her stuff?
Well, no, because I don't scroll reels. I've sent
Fair.
her a couple of things.
Fair.
A
Okay.
couple of things.
I did notice the other day you sent me like a couple TikToks. And I was
I
like,
did.
Whoa.
I did.
Whoa.
Were they not so
Did you
good?
miss me?
Yes.
I don't think you've sent me a TikTok in ages. And
I
was like, what
know.
is wrong?
Oh, I have my notification says 99 plus.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Anyways. Well, that's good of you to do that. So yeah. What's
I don't know what the
messaging
point
like-
of that was,
well,
but
what's messaging like between
Right.
the dates? I think there could be a such thing as too much talking and there could be a such thing as not enough talking, but I think it depends on the people.
if it's not progressing,
Yeah.
we probably have a problem.
Yeah.
Or if it's too much at once, also a problem.
Yeah.
We need the happy middle.
Yeah. And then, yeah, if you're not feeling a second date, don't go on a second date.
Don't do it to please anybody.
No.
We're not guys.
I
Like I
talked to
cannot stress
Emma.
this enough.
Emma had set up, not her, but people had set up dates with her so many times. Like
So
when
many
you were
times.
single and you weren't going on dates, but you were on the dating apps.
Yeah, this was a long
she'd be
time
like-
ago.
She'd be like, I have a date tomorrow. And I'd be like, all right, we'll see about that.
Canceled.
And then the next day, it'd be like, oh, she'd be in her PJs. I'm like, are you going on the date? No, I canceled it.
Yeah.
You just weren't vibing. You weren't
I
feeling
wasn't
like
vibing.
it. She's not a people pleaser, man. Like,
And guys, I feel like this is so important though. If whatever the reason is that I didn't want to go on these dates, I listened to my gut.
yeah.
Because I
You were
wanted
so
to
good
go
at
on a
that.
date and I dated that person for 4 years.
Yep.
Right? I don't know. Like you just,
Yeah.
if whatever the reason is that's holding you back, let it hold you back.
Mhm. See, me,
That's my advice.
I'm like, oh, I've made this commitment. I have to see it through. So
You literally don't.
I would go on these dates, even if like the vibe kind of changed or I was like, I'm a little turned off. I would still go on these stupid ass dates.
You do not have to do
I know.
that.
But remember, recently, I didn't go on a date with a guy. We'd set it up and everything.
Yeah.
And the day before I canceled. And you helped me with that, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I was like, I don't want to.
And then why would you? And how much better did you feel not going on it?
And you know what? He saves money.
Exactly. Because he's
It's a win-win.
paying.
It's a win-win.
And you know what? His wife would want to go out with him.
Yeah, exactly.
And your
You're right.
husband, you would want to go out
I
with
would wanna go
him.
with my husband. Mhm.
Right? Guys, let's just think about it in these
Mhm.
terms.
Mhm.
And then it all makes sense.
Yeah. Just like how your husband would pump your gas.
Husband would pump your gas.
Mhm.
That's it.
Anyways. Did we solve first dates?
I actually think we did.
Yeah.
I think there's like obviously there's the pre-date, the date, the post-date.
Mhm.
I think that there's a lot that goes into it, and I think the moral of the story is to trust your gut
Mhm.
and stand up for yourself in
Yeah.
whatever way that looks like for you, and do whatever honestly just feels right for you.
Yeah. Your body tells you a lot.
Yeah.
And we are trained to not listen to it.
Yeah,
back in touch.
physiologically, your body will reject somebody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
listen to that.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
From someone who doesn't or didn't. Sorry. Years of therapy have helped this. Listen to your gut. Listen to your body. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're feeling drained after a date or on edge, probably not for you. Probably not your husband.
Not your husband.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
What would my husband do should be.
What would my long-term partner do in this situation?
Yeah.
And if it's what that person's doing, well, we'll give them a
Perfect.
second date.
Yeah.
If it's not, if they're rude to the waitress,
Ew.
get rid of them. We're
Because-
not allowing people to do these things and just chalking it up to
Nervousness
or like, oh, maybe they're just not always like that's who they are.
Yeah.
That's who they are.
They're
That's
showing.
how they were raised somehow, whether that was
Mhm.
society or at home. And that's how they're going to teach other people.
Exactly.
We don't like it.
No.
So
Okay.
follow your heart,
Yeah.
but not too much of your heart. Like follow your brain too
And your body.
and your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, don't follow your heart.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, heart comes last.
Well, that was confusing.
Yes.
Until next time.
Problem solved.
Bye, guys.
Bye.